Okay, I'm in a kind of a park in the center of a city. I'm not going to tell you what city, but probably a lot of you already know because you figure it out. Okay, I'm uh, I'm on a diet, and I have to lose roughly 25 pounds, 30 pounds, I'll go from 204 all the way down to about 170, maybe 165, according to how it goes. But it's because I have two stents in my heart, and which they put in, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. And then I have an aneurysm. An aneurysm is actually, it looks like a piece of bubble gum, and it's about 2 inches across, 5 centimeters. And I need to take the strain off my heart, and I have to take the strain off my stents. I got to keep the strain off the body, right? So the best way to do this is to stop carrying around 25 extra pounds or 30 pounds, maybe 35 pounds. Who knows? I have always been kind of a roller coaster, up and down on weight. I'm pretty sure right now I'm going to be able to keep it pretty steady for the rest of my life because I do kind of know it. But I wanted to say today, the OMAD one meal a day thing, just don't cut it, okay? Yes, you can lose 30, 40, 50 pounds if you want to take 2 or 3 years to do it. I highly, as an addict, as a drunk, as a person that's been addicted to many things, workaholic, whatever, you really don't want to sit around and think about any kind of thing that sort of requires willpower for 2 years. I mean, it just don't work, okay? I really recommend that you lose weight relatively fast. And I've been on OMAD one meal a day, and yeah, it maintains my weight, but it doesn't really help me to really cut weight the way I'd like to cut weight. I'd really like to lose about, say, 3 to 4 pounds a week, not 1 pound a week as they recommend. And because the reason is emotional. It just don't work to emotionally be having to dwell on food for years, right? I mean, see, 30 if it's 35 pounds, it's almost a year and a half. 80 it's 35 weeks. Okay, so I really want to have this done by the end of September 2024. When I go to the doctor, I want to cut out another. I want to get down to at least 175 or something by then, because I have to show to him, it just happens to be a male doctor, that I actually can lose weight. Because the doctors know that they say, oh, lose weight, blah, blah, blah. Nobody does it. Therefore, they assume that they have to give you medicine to control your cholesterol and do these things. And they really do understand people. They have zero faith in us. They have only faith in their medicine, and they don't really have any faith that anybody changes things. And I agree with them. Only about 1 in 100 people that say they're going to lose weight can actually lose weight, keep it off, and maintain it. Now, the great part about this, when I was in Fort Wayne, Indiana for about 20 years, I kept my weight constantly at around 170. I didn't have any problem because I went to the gym every day and whatever. I guess a lot of the pain that I've been having for probably the last 5 years added to the stress, because I'm like a guy that when he has too much stress or whatever, or pain or anything like that, I want to go do some comfort food. I have remedied. I was going to get my knees replaced, but I'm not going to be able to do that probably for 2 or 3 years. I'm 65 plus, okay? But I want to say the goal of this video is you don't lose weight very well with OMAD or intermittent fasting. Even every other day fasting doesn't really do it. The body adjusts. And I've watched some videos with Dr. Lustig, a Stanford, I don't know, I guess he's a PhD medical person. And he talks about the body's constantly adjusting the amount of food that we are required by using the so it adjusts, and you can lower your weight, and you really do have to almost go into a little bit of a starvation mode, in my opinion. So I'm cutting down to about 700 calories a day or less, and the doctor's going to recommend 1,500 calories or something like that. Silly, and they're going to make it so that you take 4 years to get what done you could get done in 2 months and have it done with. And then the main maintaining my weight with OMAD, 1 meal a day, or intermittent fasting. And intermittent fasting is always a good idea. All you do on intermittent fasting is you don't eat breakfast and you start eating maybe around noon and stop at around 5 or something like that. Or you can eat in the morning and not eat in the afternoon, but you only need a window of about 5 hours of eating time. Any more than that, you're really playing games too, in my opinion. They talk about 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of no eating, and 8 hours of eating. And I don't think that's really, it's healthier than nothing, but it's really kind of a joke. You really want to get it done. Emotionally, I have lost weight many times, and I have always went on kind of an Atkins diet, keto diet, carnivore diet, high protein, low carbohydrates, because it's very hard to convert protein into things. I learned that in Ballantine Hall, just from somebody sitting there almost 30 years. And I would always just make a lot of sense right then. And that's how I've always dieted. I would eat a lot of meat and nuts and seeds and things like that, vegetables. Hard to get fat on vegetables, right? But I have learned some tricks is that we need a lot of fiber, okay? The fiber, so I'm taking like a spoonful of Linux, that's not the word, flaxseed, Linux, or that's the word, linaza or something like that's in Spanish. Flaxseed in the morning, and I take it like 2 or 3 times a day, and I'm eating a lot of carrots, and I'm eating different foods that also stimulate the stem cells. But I'm eating a lot of, drinking a lot of coffee. I'm drinking a lot of decaf coffee with half a spoonful of Nestle's 100% cacao coffee in there, because it's really good. I'm going to really supercharge my stem cells so that the body goes into repair mode, and I'm doing a lot of exercise. So I'm kind of trying to cause a little bit of diarrhea. I'm going to do a lot of leg raises and sit-ups and crunches and a lot of things. I can't really run because my legs don't work that way. They haven't worked for about 23 years. But I will be doing about a set of 10 to 20 leg raises, probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 times a day. I'm doing a lot of things. I'm getting on an inversion table like 8 times a day for about 10 seconds. You don't really, I find it getting on an inversion table and turning your head upside down for longer than about 10 seconds does seem to have some bad consequences, especially with my sciatica. But I'm also doing a thing where I'm putting weights on my legs and just weaving around, and I'll show you that. I've really relieved almost all the pain from my knees if I can do a kind of regime of every 2 or 3 hours, certain exercise. Like if I had an inversion table and I could get on it every day for the rest of my life, I wouldn't even worry about doing my knees. I am trying to get a way of putting my weights on it. It's very hard to find a place high enough to hang my legs off a table, then have weights on the bottom of my legs, which is what you're doing is you're stretching that knee, and that gives the synovial fluid in there, and it lubricates it. It makes it feel good. I can go up and down steps. Really does work. Okay, but back again, that OMAD and intermittent fasting, or even every other day eating, just doesn't cut it. Why? Because emotionally, there's the deprivation that we have to go through to give up eating is no matter what you do, it's a change in our patterns of way we live. We culturally want to talk with people, we want to eat with them, we want to do things with them, and it's so disruptive to the social aspects of my life that I'd rather just cut it out. It's much easier to just go on a 700 calorie a day diet and cut weight fast. There's a lot. I'm still doing kind of an OMAD situation, but I'm also encouraging a loose stool, I guess they would call it, by eating a lot of things. Like I eat a spoonful of coconut. Coconut's really high fiber. Flaxseed, carrots, any kind of vegetable that's raw is fiber, and it feeds the prebiotic fuel that helps the biome to digest your food. So the more So really, anytime before you eat anything, you should pump some vegetables in there first. The glucose, I don't know what her name is. I'm right in front of the police station, but it's still noisy. I can't believe the noise sometimes. But bottom line is, I recommend you just go on a 700 thing, and trust me, you shouldn't do this. I'm saying this, your doctor's going to tell you not to do it, and it's going to do blah, 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 but it works. And for me, okay, I'm Andy Lee Graham. I'm here and you're not, why not? I'm thin and you're not, why not? Because you have all these games you play in your head. See, we play so many games, emotional games with dieting, that most people fail because they just can't get beyond all their games, okay? But the game, you can't play a game. You can get real committed and real focused for a week, and then you lose the ball. But you could go on a diet like once a month for a week and do it. But the big deal is social. Everything's social, and everything about eating is social. So you really got to hide the fact you're on a diet almost from people, because all they want to do is get you to eat, because they don't mind. They want to, misery loves company, okay? That is the problem. Nobody, I don't know anybody in my life that can eat, that eats 100% perfect for having heart attacks and you know, stents in their body and all this stuff. I don't know anybody that's cut out all the carbohydrates and sugars. They just play so many games. I don't play many. I'm not playing any games. I haven't really eaten anything except healthy food, which it makes it almost impossible to go to a restaurant. I mean, I can sort of eat a piece of beef, but beef is sort of has inflammation, and it's not the best thing. You have to really go light on the beef, okay? Maybe higher on the turkey and the chicken, and no carbohydrates, no spaghetti, none of that stupid stuff, guys. Don't put sugar and cream in your coffee. That just tells me everything. The minute you do that, I know you don't have a clue. Okay, I am doing this, and the reason why I don't give you guys any breaks, because I'm telling you my story. You have the right to do it any way you want to, but I'm not going to sit around and act like you guys are all making good decisions because you're fat. You buy pants that are bigger and bigger and bigger. Don't buy pants. Make it highly uncomfortable to wear your pants, and you would never gain weight. The minute that you buy a size larger and act like it's no big deal, you are committed to becoming a fat person. And some of you deserve to be fat. Okay, I'm Andy Lee Graham. Life is good.